Did you get a picture taken?
Yes.
Okay,
I
great.
think we just give them 1 minute.
Oh.
Just come back.
And we still have 2 minutes to start. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. 8:13. 15. What time?
We're fine.
No.
Keeping with being efficient.
We have our teachers. We're just waving. I think we're just waiting for, oh, no, that's right here.
Ready to go.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you. And thanks for the help, team. Welcome to the July 1st, 2025 reorganizational meeting and regular session of the Board of Education of the Garden City Union Free School District. Thank you for attending in person or through Zoom. May I please have a motion to appoint the district clerk, Ms. Dana DeCapua, as temporary chair of the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
The motion passes. Dana will assume control of the meeting until a board president is elected and sworn in.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight. I would like to ask that the oath of allegiance be administered to our newest board trustees, Erin Diebrich and Deborah Kupani.
Sam. So at this time, I'll do it one at a time. So I would ask for Ms. Erin Diebrich to come to rise and stand in the middle of the floor, and I can administer the oath at that time. Raise your right hand. I, state your name. I, Erin Diebrich, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of trustee of the Board of Education. I will faithfully discharge the duties of the role of trustee of the Board of Education of the Garden City Union Free School District of the Garden City Union Free School District according to the best of my ability. Congratulations. Thank you. At this time, and Ms. Deborah Kupani, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. I, Deborah Kupani, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of trustee of the Board of Education, the office of trustee of the Board of Education of the Garden City Union Free School District, according to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Due notice of today's meeting has been served to all members of the Board of Education pursuant to the requirements of law. Tina, will you please take attendance?
Joe trustee,
Present.
Gaffney trustee,
Present.
Kristen Pappas trustee,
Present.
Erin Deavich trustee,
Present.
Deborah Dupree, trustee,
Present.
Dr. Susan Hawk, superintendent of school,
Present.
Dana DeCapua, assistant superintendent for business and finance, Mr. Clark,
Present.
Mimi McLaughlin, assistant superintendent for human resources and leadership development,
Present.
Dr. Alice Coleman, assistant superintendent for curriculum and instruction, President Christy Jacobson, district council for Middle Garcia.
Present.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask for nominations of one board member to serve as president during the ensuing school year.
Cecilio to serve as president of Board of Education.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Okay, we're gonna close the nominations at this time. And I will ask for a motion that Joe Cilio serve as president of the Board of Education during the ensuing official school year.
So moved.
Second? Okay, official. Thank you. We're going to ask Mr. Cilio to take the oath of allegiance for the office of President of the Board of Education.
And the Constitution of the State of New York. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Board of Education according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to call for nominations for the office of Vice President of the Board of Education.
I'd like to nominate Kristen Pappas.
Are there any other nominations at this time? At this time, may I have a motion that Kristen Pappas will serve as the Vice President of the Board of Education during the ensuing official school year? All in favor? Aye. Congratulations. You get to sworn in as well. At this time, I have a motion that the Board of Education appoints Dana DeCapua as District Clerk for the 2025-2026 school year. All in favor? Aye. Dana, please, you can take your oath. Anything?
State your name.
I, Dana DeCapua,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of District Clerk of the Board of Education
of District Clerk of the Board of Education
of the Garden City Union Free School District
of the Garden City Union Free School District
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Dr. Sinha, at this time, will you now take your oath of office?
I state your name.
I, Kasum Sinha,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of this office
of the Superintendent of Schools
of the Superintendent of Schools
of the Garden City Union Free School District
of the Garden City Union Free School District
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
At this time, may I have a motion that the following board members be appointed to the following committees for the 2025-2026 school year? For the Village of Garden City Board, Ms. Erin Diebrich, Ms. Kristen Pappas, and Ms. Deb Capani. For the BOCES Board, Ms. Capani and Ms. Diebrich. For the Audit Committee, Mr. Cilio and Mrs. Diebrich. For the Legislative Affairs Committee, Ms. Gaffney and Ms. Pappas. For the Policy Review Committee, Ms. Gaffney and Ms. Capani. And then for the District Safety Team, Mr. Cilio and Ms. Pappas. All in favor? Aye. At this time, I have a motion to appoint the following board members to appoint as the liaisons of the property associations for the 2025-2026 school year. For the Central Property Associations, Ms. Gaffney. For the Eastern Property Association, Ms. Pappas and Mr. Cilio. For the Property Owners Association of the Garden City Estates, Ms. Capani. And for the Western Property Owners Association, Ms. Diebrich. All in favor? Aye. At this time, to make more efficient use of the meeting, the board authorizes the use of a consent agenda as part of the meeting agenda. A consent agenda allows for one motion to approve multiple items, and such items are identified on the agenda. The president of the board will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda. We'll ask if board members wish to have discussion or clarification on specific items contained within the agenda. Following the discussion, the board will then vote on the consent agenda motion. In addition, a board member may request to have an item removed from the consent agenda in order to vote on a motion separately. At this time, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes business of the board items C1 through C4, district appointment items D1 through D19, business matters items E1 through E11, and special education matters F1 through F5. All in favor? Aye. At this time, I have a motion that the Board of Education adjourns the district reorganization meeting and opens the regular session. All in favor? Aye. At this time, I have a motion that the Board of Education accepts the agenda for July 1st, 2025 regular session as presented. All in favor? Aye. There's a notice for the community effective Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. The district-wide safety program will be available on the district website for a 30-day public comment period. After such time, the Board of Education will be adopting the plan. Please send any comments to the district clerk, Mrs. DeCapua, if you have any comments or questions. At this time, I think, Dr. Sinha, are you going to go through the board policies?
Sure. On the agenda, we have the annual reading of our board policies, and these are policies that the board reviews each year. And there has been no substantive any changes to these policies, which you have there, the sexual harassment, the responsible use policy, the investments policy, purchasing, disposal of district property, special educational personnel qualification and training, and the opioid overdose prevention policies. Again, there's been no changes to these policies, and these are just policies that we recognize each year. and go over it.
Thank you. Mrs. DeCaprio, can you please provide the treasurer's report?
Certainly. This is the treasurer's report for May 2025. We had a cash balance at the beginning of the month of 45,550,793. During May, we had receipts totaling 39,480,681. We had disbursements of 9,280,718, leaving us a closing balance of 75,750,757. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. DeCaprio. Dr. Sinha, would you please provide the superintendent's report?
Sure, thank you. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome Ms. Capani and Ms. Diebrich to our Board of Education, and we look forward to working with you this year. And just some items, graduation was this Saturday, and we had prom earlier last week. It was just a incredible event. Graduation is always very, very special, and we lucked out with the weather, and along with the prom, both events were wonderful. We also, today was our first day with our administrative retreat. We have day one today, and again tomorrow. We meet, the entire team meets, and our focus this year is on leadership, the portrait of a graduate, and then also technology, creativity, and curiosity. Those were our big themes. And we'll meet again tomorrow, and then we'll share the agenda with the board in the weekly. Summer programs, we have Camp Invention is this week. We have about 100 students participating with, I think, over 20 student volunteers also participating. Our Scope program, that starts next week. And I know Mr. Side, who really coordinates that program for us, each year the enrollment gets larger and larger. And I think this year we have a morning and an afternoon program. 500 families, so that's great. So we really like the participation, and if any of the board members want to visit any of the programs, you're more than welcome to. We have that at our middle school. And then our extended school year program, which is our special education program, that also starts next week, and that'll be housed at Stratford, similar to last year. And let's just see a couple more items. So on the agenda this evening, I just wanted to point out two agenda items. We have Ms. Akira Reagan, who's here with us this evening, we're recommending her to be our next coordinator for music and the arts. And she comes to us with over 15 years of experience in that field, and predominantly she's been at Roosevelt, where she started the summer theater program and really overseeing the music program there. So we're excited to have you start with us. And I also wanted to mention we have Miss Christine Nugent here also, and she's being recommended this evening for special education at Stewart School, and we're really excited to have you join us as well, Christine. And what else? And we also have on tonight's agenda, I think I had mentioned at one of our meetings, we had 3 students who won the competition first in math. They came in first place. So we did receive a check for $5,000 for that. So we'll be purchasing mathematics, the manipulatives. So we're really pleased with that. And I also wanted to take a minute to thank our PTA and the Booster Club. They had funded the lunch we had a tribute to Christine Kenny. I think it was the last day or the day before last day of school. And it was a lovely, lovely event. And they provided the lunch and the refreshment for that event. So I'd like to thank them as well. And lastly, happy 4th of July to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. I'd like to second, thank you to Mrs. Nugent for joining us, or will be joining us, and Mrs. Reagan. We appreciate you being here tonight. So look forward to you doing good things in the district. Is there any other business from the board at this time?
To for the high school graduation
really was, a beautiful celebration, the speeches that were given by our students and Dr. Sinha. I remember like everything was just, it was really a wonderful celebration, so I was honored to be a part of that.
Thank you. At this time, does anybody have any questions or comments, citizens' questions or comments?
Hi, Tina Marcellos, 171 Garden Street. I wrote this out, so apologies, but Dr. Sinha and Dr. Bowman, I had sent you guys an email yesterday with a few questions. One in particular, and just for some background, I have two sons. One will be entering the 9th grade and the other one, the 6th grade, both in district. So I have some concerns about the 6th grade ELA curriculum. Especially there seems to be changes from when my older son was in 6th. So I understand the vocab used to be explicitly taught and the Sadlier book was removed. And I believe, well, I do know that the vocab is being taught based on the books that they're currently reading. So my question to you is, will students be or multiple questions, will students be reading books on or above 6th grade level? Because my understanding is that has not happened this past year in 6th grade. Are you reinstating explicit vocabulary instruction using the Sadlier book, not just using the books that they're reading? And are you going to continue, are the teachers still going to be reading aloud to 6th graders? Or are the 6th graders going to be reading independently in class?
We did receive your email and we will be getting back to you and we'll make sure that these questions are also answered.
Is there anything you can highlight today?
The only thing I can highlight for you is, I know you're saying your son is going into 9th grade. There hasn't been changes in that way that you're describing.
I'm asking about my incoming 6th
Your
grader.
incoming 6th grader, so we definitely do not have the Sadlier book, the vocab book.
And there's no plan to put that
Not
back
at
in
this
place.
time, not at this time. It's not, we do not have that planned. What I can give you, or Dr. Bowman can give you, is the books that our kids will be reading. We can certainly share that with you, a list of books that our kids read. We can share that.
So
with you.
I have a list of ones that were read this year, and they're all 2nd to 3rd grade and 4th to 5th grade level. So will you be upping the Lexile index for the books that are read in class?
I don't believe all the books were at the 2nd, 3rd grade level, but again.
Not all. Some were
Okay.
2nd and 3rd,
So-
some were 4th and
Yes,
5th.
and I think in the meetings, we had discussed the rationale for some of the books that were being, chosen to be read in class or teachers reading, but we can certainly give
Okay.
you an updated list.
On a personal note, I'm spending a lot of money this summer, and I have the last few months helping my son become doing reading remediation because the school just has not been up to par with that. So it's very important to me that when he enters 6th grade, that he's reading, he has access to content that is grade level. So I do appreciate your reply. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ingrid Rodriguez, and I reside at 163 Brook Street. I also have an incoming 6th grader, and recently I came to learn that you're also getting rid of grammar and that vocabulary is being taken out of this curriculum, out of the 6th grade curriculum. And I'm shocked because I thought that it was only my child who had a problem with grammar. I spent $4,000 this year at the Huntington Learning Center because my son could not write a sentence using correct commas, correct capitalization, correct punctuation, subject-verb agreement. And I thought it was just my child, but it wasn't until I spoke to another parent and I found out that there's an issue with the reading program here and also the literacy program here. And this is being evident by what's happening in our English language arts program here, and that our students proficient-wise are going down. And East Meadow has a better program than we do. I moved here for our education here system. And I thought it was just, it was an isolated situation with my child. And when I learned that they were getting rid of vocabulary books, I went to Sacred Heart Academy. I got those vocabulary books. We filled them out. Grammar was very important. How are these students going to write the social studies for just their college essays, their science exams? Writing is integral. And I was shocked to find out that this is what's going on here. So I'd like to know what is the plan?
So just to reiterate, we are not removing vocabulary and grammar instruction. There will be continuous vocabulary and grammar instruction that goes on in all grades that is developmentally appropriate so that the kids are able to read and write to the level that they need to be prepared for those high stakes experiences that you mentioned. We have a number of curriculum projects happening over the summer that are designed to make it so that there is vocabulary instruction that is direct and explicit, specifically in the middle school, to address some of the concerns that you're seeing that have been shared, and to make sure that the experiences that children have in each of the classrooms is equivalent.
But my understanding is that if you're lowering the bar, and I only became educated about this about 5 days ago, so I haven't been able to read through everything and understand all that's going on, because literally I just thought it was an issue for my own child. And I'm sitting here so I'm spending $4,000 in Huntington Learning Center. And it's not an isolated issue. I didn't know our ELA scores were this low, and I didn't know that they had been declining. And there's an issue here, and I understand that you're trying to address this issue, but if you're putting second and third grade books, if that's what's in there, and I haven't been able to patch myself up to speed yet to this level, but if that's what's in there, why are you setting the bar so low for our students? I mean, I don't seem to understand why it's being set that low. They should be reading grade level appropriate books, and I understand you have students with different concerns and different issues, but how is this board going to address this specifically?
We can come back to you. We can look into your questions and provide you a written response.
Okay, thank you. I look forward to it. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? We're going to use the consent agenda again to address the regular session's board items. So at this time, may I have a motion that be it resolved that the Board of Education approves the consent agenda, which includes business of the board items H1 through H13, personnel matters, items I1 through I10, business office matters J1 through J18, and special education matters K1 through K6. All in favor? Aye. Is there any new business from the board? Any new business from the administration? Future Board of Education meeting announcements, Tuesday, August 12th, 2025, regular session at the Garden City High School at 8:15. At this time, may I have a motion that there being no further business to come before the board, that the meeting be adjourned? All in favor? Aye.